Hey, is your fig leaves turning yellow? I think I know the reason why. BG family, it's your backyard gardener, and I am coming to you with a video on why are my fig leaves turning yellow. So let's get right into it. So if you are on a fig tree, this is going to be one of the concerns that you're going to have with your plant. Is your leaves turning yellow? So just like us, our plants go through stress. And when your leaves are turning yellow, that's the indication that your plant, your fig tree, is stressing. So I'm going to give you 4 reasons that your plant will stress. Reason number 1, water. This is one of the main reasons plants will stress, especially with our fig trees. It's either too much water or not enough. If it's too much water, the roots will start to get root rot, and that will cause your foliage to turn yellow, and it also will kill your plant out if you don't catch it in time. It is very important that you have a well-draining soil when you're doing fig trees, especially if you got them in pots. You want to be able to have that watering drain out the pot and not just sit and keep the soil soppy wet. This also goes for when you propagate figs as well. Reason number 2 that your fig tree leaves are turning yellow could be transplant shock. Transplanting a fig from a container to another container can cause stress on the plant, mainly if the roots are disturbed a lot. Transplant shock can be very stressful and also cause your foliage to drop as well as your leaves turning yellow. Also, when you bring your plants home from the nursery or wherever you get your plants from and bring them to your yard, it's a difference in temperature, it's a difference in sunlight. I noticed my plants had started to stress because my leaves were turning yellow, and it was actually some of the leaves were being burnt by the sun because it was too intense, and this is why I used the shade cloth. So again, with transplant shock, you have to pay attention to your leaves. Also, leaf drop will happen and yellowing will happen if your night temperature start to drop below 50 degrees. That's saying that your leaves are starting to turn yellow and your leaves are going to drop off because the tree is going into the dormant season, where it's going to sleep basically. That will be another reason why you will get yellow leaves. Reason number 3, fertilizers. Nitrogen is essential for a healthy fig tree. Without it, your leaves are going to turn yellow and they're going to start dropping off. Now, with me on my trees, the only fertilizer that I really use for my fig trees is Fish Emotion, the 511 fertilizer. I'll do a cap full and a gallon of water, shake it up real good, and I'll feed my trees during the growing season about every 2 weeks. Once they're nice, green, and healthy, I'll back off a little bit to every 3 weeks. But you want to make sure that you're paying attention to your plant so that you'll know when it needs to be fertilized. Now, if your leaves have turned yellow, don't expect for them to turn back green because you fertilize them. Those leaves are going to stay yellow, but they'll drop off and new leaves will come in, just like these. Nice, green, and healthy. Last but not least, the fourth reason why your fig tree leaves will turn yellow is pest. Scale, spider mites, and mealybugs will cause lots of damage to your foliage and will cause yellowing on your leaves. Now, now all these things can be treated, but you got to do your research on pests. So these are the four reasons why your leaves would turn yellow on your fig trees. Now, with that being said, yellow leaves are not a death sentence for your plant. Don't stress yourself out about it because your plant's stressed. Just pay attention to your plant, find out what it needs, go through the four reasons why, see what you're doing wrong, and repair the problem. You have time, but don't wait too long because the more stressed out, the more problems that's going to occur and the harder it is for you to be able to rebound your plant. This is your backyard gardener saying pay attention to your plants, especially your fig plants. They're telling you something when the leaves start to turn yellow. It's telling you that they're stressed. Happy gardening, everybody.